In the past, hot Audi A4s have always been fairly terrible.
Oh, they were beautifully made. Audis always are, and they were fast. But they felt heavy and lumpen. A BMW M3, that was a lemon sorbet. Fast Audi, more a sort of turbocharged spotted dick.
You have to say, though, that this new one certainly looks the part.
You know how George Bush walks around like that, with his arms out and his hands backwards? And Tony Blair started doing it as well. Makes you look bigger and more powerful. That's what that's doing.
And it's not just the outside that's all anabolic either. Inside, it's even more pumped up. It has the wheel from a Lamborghini, lots of carbon fibre, and look at those seats. You're not going to get flung out of those in a hurry. It's not all show and no trousers either, because it has a 4.2-litre V8 which snarls like a wounded tiger and goes like a bat.
I mean, you may have thought the old BMW M3 was a quick car, but this is just in a different league. 414 brake horsepower. 414! That's 100 more than you got from the old Beamer. 100! That's enough to give a man a whole new hairdo.
0 to 60 is dealt with in under 5 seconds, and 0 to 100 takes less than 11. But the figures only tell half the story.
I've got a sneaking suspicion that I'm sitting about 4 feet from one of the greatest engines ever made. I mean, it just loves to rev. That's 8,000 RPM from a V8.
And of course, very little of the grunt is wasted because, like all fast Audis, the RS4 has 4-wheel drive. It all sounds wonderful, but there is one small thing.
You see, for as long as I can remember, Audi has always mounted its engines as far forward as possible, right up by the headlamps. And that's great in an ordinary four-door saloon, because it means there's more space inside for people and things. But when you turn that ordinary four-door saloon into a hot rod, it's not so great. You don't want it to be nose heavy. You want balance. You don't want to be driving along with the equivalent of a big dead horse nailed to your radiator grille.
With this one, the engine's way up front as usual, but it's a very light engine. And the front wings are made from aluminium. And most of the power is sent to the back. So, has that solved the problem? Well, that's why I'm in a gorge in the south of France, to find out.
We're going to have a race. It's going to be me in the car versus those guys who are climbers. This is the route. We're here and we're racing to there. Unfortunately, there's no road along there, so I've got to drive along here, round there, along here, which is the second most demanding road in Europe, and then up here, which is the most demanding road in Europe, and then along here to the finish point. Meanwhile, the climbers are going up that. Obviously, we should now meet the lunatics who are going to do this. We've got Leo Holding, who is widely regarded to be one of the 20 best climbers ever to have lived. And he's going to be helped today by Tim Emmett. So this is how tall?
This one is about 1,200 feet.
How long do you reckon that would take a normal climber to climb?
They say this particular route, the standard ascent time is about 6 to 7 hours.
6 to 7, but you're a speed climber, aren't you?
I reckon we can have it in 2 hours.
2?
If we're fast and it all goes well.
I've just looked at my route, and I reckon that's 60 miles. So if I average 30, that's about 2 hours.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good race, mate.
It should. You fancy a bet? A fiver?
Why not?
You're on. Fiver. Best of luck, chaps. Get cracking. And off you go. There's no rush. No rush at all. Best of luck.
I know that trying to average 30 miles an hour doesn't sound like much, but on roads like this, trust me, it's a tall order. Mind you, the climbers had an even bigger problem. They were going up with no safety ropes.
He really thinks he's going to climb up there faster than I can get this to the top.
Come on!
I mean, Audi made its name in terrain like this with the Quattro, that fire-spitting rally car, which incidentally also had an engine in front of the headlamps.
Come on!
The only reason it won rallies back then is because it was the only car with four-wheel drive. And it was racing against Ford Escorts. Me, I'm racing against a sinewy Johnny Depp lookalike.
We're going to have that Clarkson, mate. Spanking him.
The first thing you notice, and this isn't strictly relevant right now, is that this is the first Audi I've ever driven that rides properly.
Yes, it's firm, but it's not uncomfortable. I mean, not compared to hanging from a bird's nest
Go on, Leo. Go on.
by your fingernails. A million feet above some pointy boulders, for example.
Come on.
Go on! Go on, Leo!
Four-wheel drive with V8 power versus a man with a 14-inch waist and a hairband.
Go on, Tim, we're cruising.
Get out of the way!
Go on!
The next thing you notice is how good the steering is.
And that gives you the confidence to really stick it into the bend.
And when you do stick it into the bends, you find that all the nose heaviness is gone. This car really handles and really goes.
Go on! Go on!
I wonder if our climber has fallen to his death yet.
The vultures gave me hope. But it was no good.
Go on, Leo!
All right, come on.
I will not be beaten by two adrenaline junkies who call everyone dude.
Come on.
Come on, man, last piece. Go on!
No!
157. I reckon we've got it, mate. Come on. Woo! Yes. Woo! Come on. Yes.
I don't believe that. So that was what, 1 hour?
57?
You climbed that in 1:57? Not even out of breath. And I was what, 2 hours 3? You guys. Tell you what though, this was a laugh coming up here in this car on this road. So, you up for a race back down again?
Double or quits back to the start.
Double or quits, you're on. See you down there.
power, four-wheel drive grip, brilliant build quality, and 50,000 quid. It's the bargain of the century. This isn't just better than all the old fast Audis. This is better than, dare I say it, better than an M3? I think it is.
And to help me win the race back down, I had gravity on my side. But unfortunately, so did Leo.
All right, 1,200 feet in 20 seconds. Beat that, Clarkson.
It's 7 a.m. And this is a good time to start, partly because the roads are quiet, and partly because this is a good time for filling up with fuel.
You see, in a morning when it's cold, and it is very cold this morning, fuel is more dense than it is on a hot afternoon, so you're getting a little bit more for your money.
One thing though, don't, whatever you do, forget to take any unnecessary weight out of the boot. Right, I've got 19.8 gallons in the tank and a journey of 800 miles ahead of me. That means averaging 40.4 miles to the gallon. A tall order in a car as powerful as this.
Even Audi say that what I'm attempting to do is impossible. They say this car will only do 37 miles to the gallon and that I won't make it back. There are one or two things I can do to help though.
You have to make sure the car cuts as smooth a hole as possible in the air. Driving with the window down, for instance, increases fuel consumption by 5%. And to make matters worse, you can't use the air conditioning either, because that does even more damage.
In a Honda Civic, for instance, if you get 36 miles to the gallon normally, you turn the aircon on, that drops to 30 miles to the gallon. You lose 6 mpg.
In fact, you shouldn't use any electrical gadgets unless it's absolutely necessary. The heated rear window's a complete no-no, and heated seats? Forget it.
Happily, the radio uses such a small amount of power that I can use that. But surveys have shown that fast, aggressive music causes drivers to grow lead feet. So thrash metal doesn't just hurt your ears, it damages your wallet as well.
On this journey then, it'll be Radio 2 all the way.
It's amazing how much thinking and concentrating you have to do to drive economically. You've got to think, is that guy going to pull out? I've got to match my speed to him, lifting off. You must never, ever brake. Ever, ever touch the brakes. Ever. If people concentrated this hard to drive fast, no one would ever crash. Ever.
This is the northeast, where there are many hills, and hills are a big problem for the economy-minded motorist. The trick is to build up speed before you get to an incline and then try not to accelerate when you're on it. So, thrash metal for going down a hill, and then the carpenters for going up the other side.
Reach the crest and off, and I've still only done 39 miles to the gallon. What more do you want from me? 6 hours on the road. I think I do want a wee. But I can't stop because that would mean starting the engine again, and starting an engine uses a load of fuel. So, New York taxi driver trick. you're not allowed to watch.
Now, if I'd come to Edinburgh in a petrol-powered Audi A8, I'd need to find a filling station. But thanks to the diesel engine in this one, I don't.
The thing is, though, it might not need a drink, but I do. So I think I'll find somewhere to stay, and we'll pick this up again in the morning. Time, I think, for a status report in the news isn't good. We know it to be 400 miles back to London, and if we look at the trip computer, it tells me that I will run out of diesel in 340 miles. I can take some comfort from the good old-fashioned fuel gauge, which says I have half a tank. Good, half a tank to get here, therefore half a tank to get back. Except I didn't use half a tank getting here. I used half a tank plus the amount that was in the fuel filler pipe thing. And that was probably half a gallon. That's 23 miles. 23 miles that I don't have on the return leg. Now you're probably thinking, what is the big deal? I mean, if you fail, if you run out, it's not like you're going to skip off the Earth's atmosphere and be lost in space forever. That's true. But I will wind up on the hard shoulder, and A, that's illegal, driving on a motorway knowing that you're going to have to stop, and B, you can't just fill up a diesel engine from a little can and then set off again. You have to bleed the whole system. And do you think I want to do that on a hard shoulder after an 800-mile drive? That is why I really want to make it. Really want to make it. I can't see where I'm going, and I can't turn my heater on because I have no amps. I'm so cold. This is dangerous. I have to turn my heater on. Oh, that's so nice.
But powering up the heater to demist the windows played havoc with the re-entry procedure.
This is North Yorkshire, and that fuel gauge is now as near as makes no difference, really, into the red. I have to average 40.4 miles to the gallon, but since I left Edinburgh, well, I've only averaged 35 miles to the gallon. And that's nowhere near enough, just nowhere near enough. The fuel warning light is on. It's on as I go past Nottingham. So, Nottingham to London on reserve fuel. That's going to be interesting. At no point on this journey, and I've now been on the move for 15 hours and 17 minutes, have I exceeded 1,200 RPM, basically tick over. This engine must be thinking, what has bought the car? It must be the manager of a mattress company.
But despite the careful driving, the trip computer still said I was going to miss London by 35 miles.
Remember that scene in Apollo 13? Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, the other one, in their little capsule, freezing cold, only got 12 amps to get back. Gotta shut the computer down. Gotta shut it all down. Shut it down now. We've never lost a Top Gear presenter on a mission. It's not about to happen on my watch. Except, of course, I think it probably is going to happen on my watch. Right, it's 45 miles to get back to the petrol station where we started, and I have hit a traffic jam. The computer's saying I've got 10 miles to go before I run out. The fuel gauge is off the bottom now. Things, I'm afraid, at this point, just outside Milton Keynes, they look bleak. So it's time really to do what they always do in Hollywood disaster films, and that's reach for a photograph of my children. As my kids. Tell them I love them. If I don't make it back, tell them I love them so much. We're moving again. We're picking up speed. I'm up to 40 miles an hour. Come on. Yes, yes. I'm going to make it. I've been told to expect a misfire before the engine actually stops. This is a sort of last-minute warning, an electronic kind of interference to say you really have got to stop and put some fuel in now. But still, I don't have this. I don't have this misfire. That's it. The computer is now saying no miles. No miles to go. What is this thing running on? Every single dial and readout on my entire spacecraft car is telling me I'm out. That's it. That was a cough. It keeps just coughing and then being okay again. I wonder if Audi know that they have inadvertently built the world's first air-powered engine. What is it running on? I can hear the fuel pump. A very, very, very faint whine. You can just hear it kind of sucking on nothing. Oh my God, I will feel if I can make it back. I will feel as though, I know it sounds ridiculous, as though this was a worthwhile thing. I mean, I've learned to drive quickly. Now I've learned to drive slowly. Come on, come on. I really can't break down here, not in a contraflow. I would sack myself from motoring journalism if that were to happen. 1 mile to the end of the motorway. 1 mile. Damn, I can almost coast that. Come on! Come on, come on! I've honestly got like a tight knot in my stomach that I might just conceivably do this. That's not a red light. It is a red light for us. Holy mother of God, I can see the garage. Talking yards now, yards to go. This is the garage I filled up at yesterday morning. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how we do that. This car has gone from London to Edinburgh and back again with a V8 engine on 1 tank of fuel. I am absolutely lost for words. That is one astonishing car.